the Ghost Hunters Academy Season 2. I'm a really good ghost hunter. Choose me, everyone.
Hi, my name's Samantha Taylor. I'm 28 years old and I'm from Hayward, California. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. The reason why I'm interested in the paranormal is ever since I was young, I've had a lot of strange things happen to me in the home I live in. My dad was very interested in the paranormal also, and he used to turn off all the lights and sit and just wait for something to happen, so it's all pretty natural for me. Some friends would come over and say, you know, your house is really scary and aren't you afraid to live here? I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, it's normal for me. Although I did move into another home and I didn't think anything paranormal would happen there. It was a new home and I really didn't realize that sometimes it could be the land and not the home itself. And well, some strange things started happening. I would hear footsteps upstairs but nobody was home. Hearing voices like somebody talking. So I decided to purchase a digital recorder and I set it on record and I left for 4 hours. I didn't really think I'd catch anything because it was the first time that, you know, I'm using it. But to my surprise, when I played it back, I had a whole lot of things going on. I had voices, like spirits talking to each other. I had footsteps, like in the room where the recorder was. And then I heard the cabinets in the kitchen opening and closing, slamming. My dogs were going crazy, howling and barking, and they were really, really spooked. So when I listened to that, it really got me intrigued. I purchased a digital camera and night vision and I set it up and you know, I started doing that every night. I started watching Ghost Hunters all day long, all night long on YouTube. I was obsessed with it. I wanted to learn more about paranormal. I wanted to use their techniques. I really trust Ghost Hunters and I like the way they debunk things and the way they handle their investigation, so I really trust them. Okay.
Push pause.
Okay, so things in my house started getting really scary. I started feeling evilness, like someone was behind me always like this, like just didn't want me there. And I mean, it just felt evil and I've never experienced that before. It was a totally different type of experience than what I was used to, and it was a really bad feeling. I ended up just moving out of there. I went back to my home in Hayward, where I'm currently at now. And as soon as I got home, I went online and I researched, found a paranormal meetup group, which is Silicon Valley Paranormal. I went to a meeting and I talked about my home, my haunted home, and I had mentioned that I still owned it, and the group was very interested and really wanted to go investigate it. That would be our first investigation as a team, and well, which we later formed as a team because of it. So I think it was like the next day we went over there and that night we investigated. Some really scary stuff happened. We all sat down to do an EVP session and a light came through the wall and said, "Leave!" And like a ball of light. And it flew into the camera and the camera shaked and turned off. We went back again for another investigation a few weeks later, and this one got worse. We were upstairs, me and another member, and she grabs my hand and she says, "Don't freak out, it's okay, don't worry." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm fine, I'm not scared." And then she's holding on my hand and I look over at the bathroom and I start to see like a black form. And I felt pure evil, and that was the feeling I always felt behind me. And it almost felt like someone was coming after me with a knife, just wanted to kill me. Like I felt fear or danger. And so I just kept holding her hand and I closed my eyes and I just looked down until the feeling passed. And then I felt okay. And the thing is, I didn't leave her, I didn't run, I didn't get scared. I stayed with my team member, and so I know that I would be a good asset to the team, and that I'm not going to just run away from something. And I stayed to continue to get what we came for, which was evidence, and that's exactly what we did, and we got a lot of good evidence. And this is some of the things, the equipment that I purchased. Just some of it. I have a whole lot more. My cameras, my recorder. I mean, I have a lot of stuff here. I even make my own cups and gloves and hats just because, this is my passion. This is what I love. This is what drives me. This is what I talk about every day. Everybody that knows me knows, like, me as a paranormal girl. They love to hear my stories, and I mean, I still have a lot to learn. I know what I've taught myself basically, and from watching taps and things like that, but there's so much more I can learn, so much more I want to learn. I'm a quick learner, and I mean, the best leaders, Steve and Tango, I mean, I can't think of anyone more better to teach me, and I trust them, and I like the way they do things. And I too am a skeptic. I want to make sure the evidence I'm calling evidence is evidence, not just something I didn't go and investigate and debunk. I mean, people want true evidence, and that's exactly what I want to give. Somebody I wouldn't want to work with on the team would be someone that would make a mistake and put the blame on others. Just, you know what, we're all going to make mistakes. Everybody's learning. Nobody's perfect. Stand up and say, you know what, I did it, and I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to not do it again. If someone puts the blame on me or somebody else, I mean, I'm going to, stand up and say, hey, you know what, this is the person that did it. That's going to be the only thing that's really just going to, get me upset. Otherwise, I'm a team player. I get along with everybody. I don't mind someone teaching me and telling me what to do. I'm okay with taking orders in that kind of way if it's teaching me. What I think I can bring to the team is I have a lot of ideas in my head, a lot going on, and I think they're good ideas. I believe in doing experimental things, like, just maybe, like, for an example, dogs are very sensitive. Maybe you can bring a dog into investigation for a while just to see how they react, or, things like that, or just new equipment. I just, I like to just go above and beyond instead of just the usual, just a recorder, a camera, and you just never know what you'll find unless you try. Another thing that I should mention is, I guess some would say I might be a sensitive, because I do hear things and see things around me that others don't. And sometimes I could feel something when I go into a room, like, you know what, this closet here just really bothers me for some reason. I really don't like this closet. And just it happens to turn out where we catch evidence in that closet, or just things like that. Like, I can just kind of feel, or I could feel when something just doesn't feel right. And I mean, I've caught a lot of evidence by feeling things. So that's about it. And I just want to say one last thing. Please pick me. I'm really passionate about this. I really want to be part of your team. And you won't be sorry. I promise. And please pick me.